So the traffic jam at the Beitbridge border post is finally easing. Trucks that have been queuing for days are finally being let through. The South African Human Rights Commission did a site inspection there yesterday. It says urgent intervention is needed and that the Limpopo provincial government will be roped in to help. Joining me now live from the border post is reporter Manqoba Mchunu. Manqoba, I can see that there is still a queue there, although we are reporting that it's slightly better. Tell us a little bit more about what the Human Rights Commission found yesterday.
Well, Masiko, when the Human Rights Commission visited here yesterday, of course, one of the priorities was to come and assess the situation here, the unfolding humanitarian crisis that was taking place here at the border. You recall, Masiko, that many of the drivers, the truck drivers that is, have been complaining about issues of not having water, of not having food, or even proper ablution facilities. Many of them saying that the conditions that they have to wait under are simply unbearable, given that the sun itself, the temperatures were soaring. Yesterday we were talking of temperatures that reached close to 40 degrees. So there was a bit of a crisis when it comes to some of the situation that the drivers had found themselves in. And so the Human Rights Commission saying that they want to actually bring some sort of intervention for these drivers. And what they did say is that, Masiko, they have spoken to various provincial governments to try and perhaps bring some water and bring some ablution facilities, which is a temporary measure really. But what they are saying, Masiko, is that they want to start an investigation into the chaos here at Beitbridge border post, because they're saying this is not the first time that we've seen scenes like these. We saw in December again what happened here at the border. So it was really of concern for them, and they're saying that the South African government should also take some blame in terms of the conditions that these drivers here had found themselves under.
I mean, talking about what happened in December, Manqoba, it was quite sad because tragedy hit with a woman dying while waiting to actually cross the border. But I also see there are people, doing business around there, possibly trying to help the truck drivers in terms of food and water.
Indeed, Masiko. In fact, many of the truck drivers, I'll step out of shot, have been telling us that this is the only way that they've been able to get any food or water, because you understand that many of them are stuck in these long queues, Masiko. They cannot leave these trucks and go and buy food in the nearby town of Musina. So they've been literally stuck here, and they're saying that these hawkers have been their only source of, food and water, but it doesn't come cheap, Masiko. They have, of course, to pay loads of money in order to buy this food and water from these hawkers. But Masiko, I think let's just move on to try and speak to some of the drivers about this situation and just perhaps get a sense from them how it's going on the road. But you can see, Masiko, I can literally count maybe about 20 trucks here, which is a far cry from the scenes that we saw when we arrived here. There were over hundreds of trucks that had been queuing here, with the queue stretching as far as Musina town, which is about 12 kilometers from where we are. But I'm just going to try, Masiko, and speak to one of the truck drivers just to get a sense perhaps of relief from them, if at all, about the situation. Baba, kunjani Baba? I'm good. How is the situation, Baba? Are you seeing any improvement?
Yeah, I think as from yesterday and today, the situation has improved now.
And how long have you been here? When did you arrive here?
I arrived here on Thursday, and the queue was still long.
So are you hoping to get to where you're going today?
Yeah, I think there are just a few trucks in front of me. I think I will be in Zimside very soon.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, that's one of the truck drivers, Masiko. Of course, as you can hear, they're quite relieved, saying that they are seeing a bit of movement here at the border today, and they are hopeful that they will be processed fast today.
Just very quickly, Manqoba, a last question. How is security there? What have you viewed in terms of security? I mean, truck drivers carry very important cargo with them, and there's possible people who might take chances in terms of crime. What have you seen in terms of security for these drivers?
Well, Masiko, I must say that, since we arrived here, we've seen very little of law enforcement officials here. And you recall that one of the issues that have been raised by these truck drivers is the issue around security, the issue around their safety, because they are saying that they are being targeted by criminals who come to the trucks, especially at night, and they are being robbed and hijacked. Not hijacked, but robbed of their possessions and their money. So this was one of the issues that is raised to say that, what is actually exacerbating the situation or the conditions is the issue of crime. But I must say, Maseko, that we hardly saw any police. But today, in fact, that's, we are seeing a bit of police presence here. Only that van here, you can see there's a van here from the municipality, which is the local municipality here. But other than that, Maseko, we haven't really seen any law enforcement officials here in this place.